All right, it's time to select your theme. Your theme is the design and framework of your blog. It's what's going to make your blog look like a website. It determines where your logo goes, what your header looks like, maybe your sidebar, how many columns you have, what your navigation slash menu bar kind of looks like at the top. All of those things are determined within a theme. And then within that theme, you can customize small little features and make it your own. But the theme is going to give you the base of all of that. And then you can work from there to make it how you specifically want. Usually though, once I find a theme that I love, I don't change a whole lot. I usually just keep it how it is. I highly recommend starting with a Genesis theme from the beginning. Now, Genesis themes are paid themes. You can start with a free theme, and let me show you kind of here under Appearance where you can search themes. So you go to Themes, and you can search a lot of free themes by clicking Add New. So you'll just go to Themes right here. Oh no, search Add New Theme, sorry. So you can just kind of search right there, Add New Theme. Now, the reason I normally steer away from free themes is free themes aren't as search engine friendly. They usually have a lot of just coding, miscellaneous things that can go wrong. Not a whole lot of great support if you're having an issue with something on your site, things like that. So really with themes, it's worth putting a little bit of money in from the beginning, getting a quality theme and having, that search engine friendliness, having it very clean and easy to work with. It's really great to have that customer support. And an especially bonus with Genesis themes is they have this really cool extra bonus for us non-techies, where if we want to add coding to our site, which you'll have to do for random things like installing Google Analytics and if you want pin it buttons and things like that. So let me show you kind of how that looks. So in Genesis themes, it gives you these really nice little places that you can basically shortcuts for adding code. So this is like a Pinterest code that you can copy and paste and put on your site. Now you can just copy it into this little box that they provide rather than messing with your coding. And let me show you how scary the coding looks. It's under this editor. I do not recommend editing this coding or anything, especially if you don't know what you're doing. It can be really confusing. There's so much going on here, and you don't know if you're adding it to the right place, and you don't want to just mess up your entire site. So it's really, really nice under Genesis to use their simple hooks, which is a great way to add those codes when you need to, right under where the when you get a piece of coding, it will instruct you exactly where you need to add it. If you need to add it to your WordPress footer, you just add it right here rather than searching the coding and finding, the perfect spot and messing anything up. All right, so that being said, you can obviously search your free themes by clicking that button, that Add New Theme button. Or if you go ahead and choose a Genesis theme, which I provided a list of some of the most popular Genesis themes, bestsellers, things like that, that you can choose from there. And if you do that, you'll go to their site, you'll purchase the theme, and then you can just click this upload button. And I'm going to walk you through doing that because several times throughout this course, I'm going to be referring to Genesis themes particularly. It's what I use on my site. It's what most bloggers use on their site. It's very popular. It's very well known, well loved, and is just really amazing overall theme. And they have several themes to choose from, so your theme is not just going to be the same as everybody else's. All right, so we're going to click this upload button, and how Genesis themes work is there are two parts. You have to basically install the framework and then the theme. So it's called Genesis Framework. You just install it, and it's basically just the base that's there on your site. And then you need to choose a specific Genesis theme that goes on top of that. So we'll go ahead and choose our file. And then I'll just find the Genesis framework right there. I'll go ahead and put it on and click Install Now. And this, again, is just the framework. We'll see if my computer loads. There we go. All right, and then we can just go ahead and activate that. So that is the Genesis framework. Now it's set up. Now we're not going to customize that. We're now going to find our individual Genesis theme. So we'll click Upload. And for this example, I'll be using Foodie Pro. So this is, and a lot of times when you purchase a Genesis theme, what you're going to do is purchase it as a package. So the theme along with the Genesis framework. All right, so Foodie Pro right here. I'm going to go ahead and choose it and install now. Now, make sure that when you install or download these originally from the Genesis, you'll want to make sure that you download them as zip files and that they're not opening on download. If not, just go ahead, like if you're on Safari, you can kind of click up here, click Safari, go to your preferences, and make sure that you uncheck this Open Save Files after downloading. Now, if you're in another browser, just make sure there's a setting in there as well. You can, if it's opening it when you download it, if it's not staying in a zip file and instead it's a clickable file that you can view everything in the folders, then you'll have to download it again and make sure that it's not opening up the files on download. All right, now we have the Foodie Pro theme right here, and now we need to click Activate. And then now it's ready to go. This is activated, and as you can see, we have this Genesis theme right here. That's not the one we're going to customize. It's there just in case we need it, but then over here we have the Foodie Pro. Not in case we need it, I shouldn't say that. It's basically there, and now we're building our Foodie Pro on top of that, the theme. All right, we'll click Customize when we're ready, and you guys, that is where you're going to update your logo, put in all that fun stuff, make it your own, and it will really take on the shape and form of your blog. You can upload later on. We'll be working on the logo of your site, and you'll put it in there. We'll be working on the menu bar and how to set that up, and then it will really take form. So let me go ahead and show you over here. This is what the site looked like before we had Foodie Pro installed, and now I'll just go ahead and reload and show you what the new theme kind of looks like. So it kind of adds in, this is kind of the new setup here. Now it doesn't have a menu bar yet, but as soon as we start updating that, there'll be a menu bar there. This will be the posts over here, and we have the sidebar, which we'll be updating later as well. But as you can see, it kind of takes on a new dimension and a new shape, and that's the framework of your site. All right, you guys, go ahead and choose what theme you want, whether it's a free theme that you choose by searching within the WordPress, or if you're going with a Genesis theme, and you can just download and install it that way.